Hello, I'm Andrew Flushy. Let's talk about jail time as far as a Virginia reckless driving ticket is concerned. Are you going to go to jail if you just received a reckless driving ticket? It's a hard question to answer generally speaking, but I can give you some pointers and some advice on how you might be able to get a better answer to that question. Jail time differs greatly depending upon the local court that your case is pending in. So what we have to look at is the court, the judge, and the prosecutors who are involved in your case. I've seen websites and heard from clients who have read websites that say that they might be going to jail if they're charged going over 90 miles an hour. While that may be true in some counties and cities in Virginia, it's simply not the normal rule for the Fredericksburg, Stafford, and Spotsylvania area where I primarily practice. This is why it's super important to talk with a local attorney who regularly does traffic in the court where your case is pending. Here in the Fredericksburg area, the normal rule of thumb for jail time is not until you reach 100 miles an hour. So as you can see, that's a big difference, and a lot fewer people are charged with going a speed that fast. Whereas I get a lot of calls for people who are charged with speeds in the 90s, I get very few calls in the 100 mile an hour range and higher. And the big reason is that it's just a lot faster speed, less people are going that fast, and that's when the judges are really cracking down around here with jail time. So reckless driving is a misdemeanor offense in Virginia. That means instead of being just a traffic ticket, like a speeding, it is actually a crime. So you do have the possibility of jail time. The maximum punishment for reckless driving is up to 12 months in jail, up to a $2,500 fine, and up to 6 months loss of your privilege to drive. And the judge can do any combination of those three things. And those are just the maximums. So does anybody ever get 12 months? I'm sure some people have. I've never seen anyone get that much time in jail, but I'm sure that that punishment has been imposed many times. Frankly, most reckless driving tickets are not going to end up with jail time, unless you have one of those more higher speed cases or very egregious facts, or perhaps a really bad driving record. Those are all the things that judges kind of look for and the prosecutors look for when analyzing whether or not jail time would be appropriate. So like I said, in this area, the jail time line is typically 100 miles an hour. Now that's a rule of thumb. Now it's not always 100% accurate. We have to look at the facts of your case, your driving record, and to see what all may be involved, and to determine if you may be facing jail. And finally, we have to know what judge we're going to have, because sometimes we may have a substitute judge who does things a little differently. And so whereas our rule might be 100 miles an hour, that substitute judge does not have to follow it. And even our regular judges here in this area don't have to follow it. It's not a written rule, it's just a normal kind of practice. And so that's why it's important to have a local attorney who knows the normal customs and kind of how things are handled, and then is also experienced and able to adapt and know if a judge that we may have one day is going to do worse, we might need to do a continuance or change things up a little bit to try to help you get the best result possible. So are you going to jail for a reckless driving ticket? I can't say on a video like this. What I can say is to talk with a local attorney who can better answer that question. Don't just read things on the internet and watch videos. Actually talk with an attorney who can get the facts of your case and who knows the local court and can better answer the question. I can say that a lot of people get very scared about jail time for no reason. It's good to be concerned about a reckless ticket, but don't let it make you lose sleep. To talk with an attorney and see what we can do to help you at least avoid jail, and in a lot of cases maybe get the charge reduced to a lesser offense.